Harmony One is currently undervalued. While I see other altcoins pumping, I've had people say, Joanna, what's happening with Harmony? Is this project going to die? Is this it? Has it had its all-time high? That's what we're going to be going over in this video. I'm Joanna Garzilli. This is Crypto Angel Network. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, for lighting up the bell to get my notifications, for your likes, and especially your comments. So, big news yesterday from Stephen C., the founder of Harmony. He was in the Ethereal Summit, and there was very, very exciting news that was shared. So I want to get into that with you and what we can expect and why I think that Harmony's breakout is imminent. I know I've been saying it for the last couple of weeks when we look at the charts for the technical analysis, but I really think that it is coming. So if you bought into Harmony not so long ago and you're wondering if you made a mistake, if you should sell, you got to do what feels best for you. Of course, this is not investment advice, but I know that I am holding on to my Harmony and I'm very confident in what is coming next with it. So let me just go ahead and share my screen, and let's just pop over here and I'm going to get into the specifics. So right now the price of Harmony, it's 13.67, right? Just over 13.5 cents. The 24-hour low was just over 12 cents and the high was almost 14 cents. And I'm just going to pop over here. So we'll just have, let me just see where I want to go with this. Let's just go over here first. So I just have Harmony on in the background, and I'm going to get into these specific points with you. So one of the main things that Stephen C. said yesterday is that Harmony is going to be focused on social recovery, so that you will be able to use a Harmony wallet, you will be able to use the Harmony ecosystem without having to have a seed phrase, without Google Authenticator, that you will be able to create a digital identity with emoji domains. And that is going to be happening on crazy.one. That's very, very exciting. I think this idea of emoji domains and not just having a wallet address where you don't get to express your personality, so to speak. This really is an innovation in the next level of how we communicate socially and in terms of how we use the internet. And I see what Harmony is doing is very, very forward thinking. And this was one of the reasons of what originally drew me to this project, because Stephen C. and the Harmony One team are extremely visionary. I think the challenge is that sometimes with crypto, we want to see those gains so quickly. It's like, let's go profit 5x, 10x, 100x. And people have been spoiled within the space in terms of getting those gains very quickly. It becomes an expectation. But here in this instance, I see that, from what I see so far, that Harmony is delivering. They're working very hard. And sometimes the news, it takes a while for it to catch up before you see those results in terms of the market price, that unit price for the token. The other thing here is that they are going to be doing on-chain, they're focused on on-chain bridges to proof of work and proof of stake networks. And here are the main points for that. And I'm going to go ahead and share a couple of things in a moment with you. So the first thing is they're working on Ethereum trustless bridge based on Fly client research with a white paper. And their white paper has a 3-minute finality. So that's something that you can go and look up in more detail, Fly client research. Also on the Binance Smart Chain, it is composing liquidity with high yield. So that's another thing Harmony's working on. And Harmony originally was part of Binance's Launchpad. Binance invested $18 million into them. Then there is Bitcoin capital efficiency and non-custodial vaults is another bridge they're working on, and also the DOT, which is the extension to WASM and parachains. For those of you who don't understand what WASM is, that means WebAssembly, which is WebAssembly is memory safe, platform independent, and maps well to all types of CPU architectures efficiently. So what WebAssembly does, WASM does, is cross-browser execution. And this is when Harmony One or other projects, and they're talking about interoperability, Harmony is very focused on creating these bridges between these different uses, these different networks, right? So we've got Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, Bitcoin, and DOT. In terms of Polkadot, that's the Polkadot Web3 ecosystem. And what that will do there is EVM, which means Ethereum virtual machine. Currently, that is slow, right? It's slow, it has a high cost. And we know that Ethereum has all these improvements that they're making. We have the Berlin hard fork, the London hard fork as well. But what Harmony is going to be doing, or is in the works, so they're doing right now, is making sure that they can increase the speed of that, and that's where the WASM comes in. So WASM, right, so WebAssembly would replace EVM, that's the Ethereum virtual machine, to create efficient DeFi. This is where we are moving into a fully functioning, efficient, decentralized finance. And let me just explain also a little bit here where it talks about the extension to parachains as well. And I'll go over, let me just pop over to that over, I think I have this over here. Okay, so this is here in terms of the parachains. Parachains are the diverse individual layer 1 blockchains that run in parallel with the Polkadot ecosystem. Connected to and secured by the central relay chain, parachains share and benefit from the security, scalability, interoperability, and governance of Polkadot. Polkadot's cross-chain composability allows any type of data or asset to be sent between parachains, opening up a host of new use cases and applications. Parachains can also connect to external networks such as Bitcoin and Ethereum using cross-network bridges, right? So this is really important because this is something that Harmony is very, very focused on and working with all these different ecosystems that are out there. Polkadot was designed to be a layer 0 multi-chain network, meaning that the central relay chain provides layer 0 security and interoperability for up to approximately 100 layer 1 blockchains connected as parachains. So these are huge developments, innovations within DeFi, and so this is where it's challenging sometimes, because you can just go and look at the, like I said, one comes over to Harmony and you start, it's been, like I said, compared to other tokens, it looks like it's going sideways. Why are we not breaking out? And like I said, I just see what Harmony is doing and delivering. This is going to catch up and then be reflected in the market price. The other things here in terms of the cross-chain bridges to be aware of that Harmony is working on right now. They're also working and creating these interoperability between Terra network, CeeLo, and like I just said, Polkadot, right? And then obviously everything in terms of all things Ethereum. Another big piece of news as well is that we've got bounties. So let me just take you over here. I think this is here. So if you go to harmony.one/bounties, they have $10 million worth of Gitcoin bounties. So there are over 100,000 developers who are part of a global engagement, and if you go to just Gitcoin, and you will see, if you look up bounties, you're going to see all the projects that are going. So Harmony has their own bounties that they are released here. Like I said, they have $10 million available for those who want to get involved in Harmony, in building Harmony out. So what Harmony is focused on right now is building 10 bridges: Ethereum 3, cryptographic primitives, ZK proof-based privacy, and formal verification. If you just take a look right now, you can see, especially if you're a developer or a validator, or even if you're not, if you want to get into, there is huge opportunity, because this is such an emerging space, to contribute to its growth and also to be paid for working within the space. So you can see here right now, they're working, for example, on the Bitcoin bridge, Rust client, and React web-based dashboard for vaults. I'm just going to go over a couple of them here. A web-based dashboard for stake relayers, One and HRC20 holders project, analytics for Harmony, API, OX API integration platform used by Dex.Guru and many others. The front end for Harmony Blockchain Explorer V2. I mean, you can go look and see that the CeLO Optics Bridge, Terra Bridge, Harmony Configuration V2. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. Design and implement redundant validator setup. So you can get involved in that, but you can see that there is a lot of involvement within the community. And this is the thing that, certain projects have very, maybe they get bigger PR. There's something that they get some type of mainstream news. And so other projects that aren't as far as long, like I said, are pumping. Well, Harmony is doing the work and it is going to catch up. We are going to see those results. I do believe that. I had that experience not so long ago with Gate, where I looked at the fundamentals. I go, wow, look at what Gate's doing. Why hasn't it pumped? But so I got it anyway. And recently it has pumped multiple times. So that's what I believe is coming for Harmony. Another very exciting, super exciting piece of news that is just really getting built out here is that Harmony has created the DaVinci.gallery, and you can take a look at that as well. And the fantastic news is that recently they have sold $260,000 worth of NFTs. This is an amazing space for artists, digital artists, to go and be paid their worth for doing their craft, and for those who are interested in next generation art to be part of this, to be ushering in this new form of art. I think back to when, say, Pre-Raphaelite art was, that was the norm, and when abstract art came along, the idea of, I remember being in London and have these boutique galleries, and one day I was in this art gallery with my dad, and they just had these blank white canvases, and there was one that just had a black dot on it, and it was totally white. And that canvas, this was back in the early 1970s, that canvas was around $100,000. And then there was one that was bigger, that was just totally white, and that was $200,000. And I just couldn't understand it, of why did that do so well. And my dad was trying to explain to me that, this idea of creativity and how people see value in it, and that idea of the value of the art is in the eye of the beholder. And what is happening here, what I saw in London back in the day in those boutique art galleries that were selling art in that way, that later that art got taken on, and where at first people that came from very traditional art said, oh, this is crazy, this is just disgusting and ridiculous. That art ended up making its way into Saatchi and Saatchi. It made its way into Christie's, into Sotheby's auctions. And that is what I'm seeing now, is Da Vinci Gallery is sort of a version of those very sort of progressive, forward-thinking art galleries. And so it's not if, it's just a matter of time when this really takes off a whole next level. So I think that Da Vinci Gallery is in its very early phases. Essentially, in the long run, I'm sure it will do over $1 billion worth of transactions in art sales. And so that is something that Harmony is building out, and it's just getting started. It hasn't got into mainstream yet. We have to remember that only 1% of the world is in crypto, and for those of you who are in Harmony or who are very, very engaged in the community, you're probably like 0.3% of everyone there. So this just hasn't gone mainstream yet, and there's a lot of resistance still from sort of the old way as we usher in the new way. And in addition to this, remember for those of you that don't know, who are not subscribed to the channel, I have a whole playlist on Crypto Angel Network that has other Harmony videos, and one of them I did about a partnership that Harmony has with Animoca Brands, with Atari, and this ties in with Da Vinci as well. So these are exciting developments that are in the works, and I believe we will see that reflection in the price of Harmony soon. The other thing that is really exciting as well is the community DAO that Harmony is bringing forth, and that is focused on validator governance, on being gnosis safe. It seems like gnosis, but it's gnosis safe, which means that it really creates a security because it's multi-signature on the blockchain, and just really creates that trustless network. For those of you who are newer to crypto, trustless seems like, oh, what do you mean I can't trust it? Trustless, it means the reverse. Trustless means actually you can totally trust it. You can't tamper with it. It can't be messed with because it has to be validated by everyone not everyone on the network, but it has to have multiple verifications from different validators on the blockchain to be approved, and then it is immutable. It cannot be changed. So what they have with the community DAO is there are 10 DAOs each with $1 million for each project incubation, right, for each startup, and that will include product referrals, events, social fairness, and then creating a radical marketplace. So these were the main pieces of news that Stephen C., founder of Harmony, shared yesterday, and just really gave me peace of mind. Because there's one thing when you're in on a project and you're excited, and then seeing FUD, fear, uncertainty, doubt up there, and people bad-mouthing a project, and that it can do damage in the short term, but in the long term there's no way, because Harmony is so strong. So let's just go and I just want to just show you the chart here, so that just to give you so that you can feel good about what is happening here. So we are on the hourly chart, and I just want to I think that we're gonna, how do I want to say it, that I do still think the breakout is imminent. It's just how fast is it going to happen? And if for some reason it doesn't happen right now in this next 2-3 days, I'm very, very confident that it is going to happen. It is. So I just want to put in here for this worst case scenario support line. If for some reason Harmony were to break down some more, I don't think that's going to happen. I just don't. But I just want to look at what's the worst case scenario? What could we go down to? But as I said, I'm very, very at ease. I feel very, very peaceful about what's happening with Harmony. So let's just look at a couple of different things here so that you can just get the bigger picture. I love what some of you say here in the community about zooming out, and that's what's important. That's what we need to do. So you can see here, let's just go right around here, and I'm going to just make this line thicker. Hang on a sec, let me just do this let me just make sure that this line is correct. Let's go super thick on this line. And we're moving right now between when you look at the past couple of weeks, we're looking between 8.5 and 16 cents. But really, if we look in this last week or so, let's just put a different line in here, and I'm going to put that support line in orange, and then I'm going to zoom out and show you what I see here. What the potential is if you're looking for an entry point with Harmony as well, just what we can expect. So, and then let me just put that other all-time high, so we can just look at what is the bigger resistance that we have to break out of. And I'm going to do that in purple and go with the thickest line there. So let's just put that in purple right at the top around here. Okay, good. So this is important, I think, is just to look at things in phases. We've done the fundamental, now we look at the technical. And for me, my gut instinct is Harmony is going to do great. It's going to be around for the long term. Some projects are maybe going to perform very well in 2021, and then they're going to be like shooting stars. It's sort of that one-hit wonder. They're here and they disappear. I feel extremely strong that 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years from now, where's Harmony going to be? It's going to be a main player within the space. All right, so I'm going to go with some trend lines right now. Let's do a trend line, and I'm going to start to put these in so that you can see the picture that is painted here. Let's just go with these thicker lines like this. So we're going to go let's go from here to here of what's just happened in these parts. We're going to go from this high here, this trend line, and what we can see on the hourly from this trend line is we are currently breaking out, and we are looking to moving up to retest that 16 cents. So if, for example, you are a swing trader, now is a great point to enter. And if you wanted to quickly take profits and you're not a hodler, a lot of the harmonauts here are hodlers. But I know a couple of you have said you're swing trading. I would say any point, to be able to enter right now, even around 13 cents. Where are we at right now? Around 13.3 you could enter at, and you could take profits right around 15.899, or let's say 15.8. So 13.3 and 15.8, that because it is going to go up to retest, and it might get, there is a possibility that it gets rejected here because we don't have much volume, and it is showing on the relative strength index that it's overbought, and we don't have not overbought, but it's not undersold here, and it doesn't have much volume. So that's just if you're looking to swing trade it. I would move between these numbers. You could probably, in the next 2-3, maybe the next couple of days, you could go and swing trade this and make some profits. So that's for those of you who have asked me on that. In terms of if those, for some of you are waiting for the price to come right back down, I do not think that we are going to break below now this below 12 cents. I just don't think that is going to happen. If we just move further back here, let's just, again, we're staying on the hourly here. If we move further back, where it did break below 12 and go down to 8.5 was because that was market wide. That was the bloodbath that we had the other week. Now let's just go, I'm going to put a bigger trend line in here so we can sort of zoom out from the picture of what happened lately. And we're going to go all from that all-time high that we had right up here. And let's go and move this line where we came all the way down. And this, we came all the way down to here. Oh, hang on a sec. What happened here? My screen sharing, resume share. All right. I don't know what happened there. Hang on a sec. Let me just... I think that was my dad trying to FaceTime me from London. I think my dad's just got FaceTime. He was testing it out because I just saw it. I think that was, wow. My dad's finally getting onto the internet, and I just went skew-whiff on this. Okay, hang on a sec. Let me just get back to this. I'm going to have to call him afterwards. That's exciting. My dad's finally getting into this. This is awesome. And he's been sending me some really cool NFT articles. Okay. So this trend line we can see here. So we had a downtrend where we came from right from the peak here. Where was this? 28th, right around 28th of March. And we hit the bottom on the 26th of April. So we had a whole month of a downtrend. And then let's just put in here, let's just go, we're going to do an uptrend line. So we can really just look at these patterns effectively. And then that way, when one takes the time to do the technical analysis like this, of course, nothing's set in stone, but you just get to, you want to put it all together. That's what I'm seeing, what I'm understanding. And we're going to add one more trend line in here. So just bear with me, and then I'll go over all these pieces with you. Let's go actually from here where Harmony last pumped prior to that. I love these patterns. Look at this, beautiful. It just reminds me of going to the pyramids, Egypt, Giza. So what date was this? This was March. There was a big pump, right? From March the 20th. And that whole week, I mean, people are getting upset with Harmony. The pump that happened here was close to 300%. And then there was has been a bigger period of consolidation, and then just market-wide, across the board consolidation. But I don't see anything to worry about here in the charts. And if we go back even further, from, just from down here, we'll take one more trend line. Let's just take one more and just go from this peak here all the way up to here. And I'm actually going to put that in a different color. Let me put that in a blue. Let me just go in blue with this. Hang on. Let me make that thicker. All right, so you can just see overall from where we're going from here. This was March the 6th, beginning of March. Look at this. I mean, you can just see that this is a pretty parabolic move to the upside. And if I were to go, let me just see if I can do this correctly with Fibonacci retracement here, just to show you what was that from its all-time high. Let's just go from here, if I can get this right, all the way down, no, down to here. What was that? It retraced, why can I not see this number? On the 0.18. That was, I mean, you can see how, with how these lines hit. So what is the percentage with that? I have to look at the percentage here. I cannot get the percentage on this. I can't see what that is. Hang on, the 0 through, so that's 38%, 50%. I mean, it went through what, like a 75, close to 75% retracement only briefly. But really, you know, if you look at it overall where it is, it's between a 38 and the 0.38 and the 0.5. So there's nothing out of the ordinary there. Again, that, like, I just don't see any red flags with this. So what can we expect? You know, I just feel like maybe Harmony, it's just, it's sort of like the tortoise or the turtle and the hare, where it takes a little bit of time to catch up. We are going to move back up to go, and first of all, we're going to go and retest at the 16 cents. And I mean, where are we at in May? I will be absolutely floored based on the whole market right now going parabolic and coins just pumping like crazy that we don't go to retest the 24 cents. We've got to come back up to that. And I do think that is going to happen, because you can see here, let me just go to the 15 minute, and you can see here that you know, we are at that, we're at this point where, let me just adjust this line here. We are breaking out. So let's take one more trend line here, and let's go and put that here where we can follow this and start to see, you know, what can we expect with this here, with this, where we are moving. It should be going in a line. This is the line right now. Hang on, let me just get this a little bit better. Let me just go, this is going up, this would be going up to here. So what you need to watch for, what I want you to watch for on your charts is just look at, as this is the way it's moving right now, it's strong, even though the volume is low. And that so long as we stay above this line here, we keep moving up like this, there is a very good chance that we can break out from the 16 cents and then move back towards the 24 cents. I just think overall, you know, besides the technical analysis, because we have to take into consideration just the way that the news moves, and then just how people react psychologically to things. So once people start to realize the fantastic bullish news that I just shared with you, that Stephen C. had shared yesterday in the Ethereal Summit, and then people start to look more deeply into the fundamentals, and then Harmony makes more and more announcements of their progress and their breakthrough with interoperability, and especially these bridges that they are creating, and the NFT marketplace continues to grow. And then the exciting thing with Crazy.1, we are going to see Harmony then start to move to the upside. And then later on this year, I think people are going to kick themselves that they missed the boat in getting into Harmony now, or even getting in at 30 cents when Harmony's at 80, 90 cents. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I think it's hard when you're in it and you just don't, when you're in it in the day to day and you're just looking at the market and you're looking at the progress, it's tough. But when you get to look back, you're going to see that it's really exciting. All right, I'm Joanna Garzilli. This is Crypto Angel Network, and I'm sending you lots and lots of love.